Recording in progress.
Welcome to our practice today on contentment, otherwise known in Sanskrit as santosha. And I'll start with inviting 3 sounds of the bell. So settle in and find yourself a comfortable spot. I'll share with you a quote by Catherine Larson. Stay in the center and notice each moment with calm serenity. And as we enter this holiday time, sometimes this might bring up memories and expectations that can be hard for us. So we're going to use our yogic practice today to try to find the present moment and really lean into the feelings of contentment that can come when the gap between how we wish reality to be, our expectations, and how reality is, when we can settle into the gap of just what is. So today we'll remember that we have all the causes and conditions to be happy in this moment and to find contentment. And as always, honor your body. So tune in to how you're feeling and make any adjustments as needed. And now I'll invite you to come to restorative pose on your backs and go there very gently. For restorative pose, we're going to find the floor with our backs. You can place something soft under your body if you wish. You can bring your feet to the outer edge of your mat space and let your knees come in more closely together. You're going to let your knees touch in the middle and feel your back, all of your spine melting into the earth. And if you wish, you can bring both hands to your heart center. And if you're feeling a little cold, you can place a blanket over your body. And maybe close your eyes. Deep, nourishing breaths. And during this holiday season, if at any time you feel as though you're dysregulating emotionally, maybe you leave the group and you find a quiet room. You just come to restorative rest pose for a moment. And I'll read to you from a book called The Yamas and the Niyamas, Exploring Yoga's Ethical Practice. In truth, the yogis tell us things are neutral. It is the personal labeling we put on these things that make them appealing or repulsive to us. When I was a small child, I was made to sit at the kitchen table and finish eating my plateful of squash. It took me several miserable hours to complete the task, after which I swore to hate squash for the rest of my life. For decades, I carried on my hate campaign towards squash. It wasn't till very recently that I looked at a squash in the store with more curiosity than hatred. I boldly bought the squash, brought it home, cooked it, and ate it. Much to my surprise, I loved the taste. The point is that the squash was neutral. It was my long history of giving meaning to the squash that made it, at differing times, both repulsive and pleasurable. And so today in our practice, we'll use that metaphor of the squash throughout. And we'll think about what is the squash in our life, the thing that we have attachment to in a negative way. When you're ready, we're going to start to shift into Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose. And if you have a block, it's not necessary, but if you have a block or even a book, placing that, a thick book, placing it between your knees can help you keep your legs in the proper alignment. So you're going to still be on your backs, but now bring your feet closer together, not touching, but just about hip width apart. And open and close your toes a bit so that way you can let them now come to the earth. Feel the connection of the base of your feet. And the block or book you can place between your knees. That will just orient your legs a little bit better. And let's start by bringing our hands over our head. This might already be a really nice stretch for the shoulder area. Notice where you're holding tension. And see if you can breathe into your shoulder space and let your shoulders relax. Relax the jaws, the muscles on your face. And now with our inhale, we're going to raise our hips up and bring our hands down to the ground, flat. Palms are facing down. Lifting upwards to the possibility of contentment or santosha. Relax around your shoulder blades. And now lower your bottom down to the ground and let your arms reach back upwards over your head. Deep breath in and deep exhale. Let's do that again. So bring your hands by your sides and raise your hips in bridge pose. And the reason why the block is nice is to help your knees from splaying outwards. Feel the strength. Let this pose right now represent everything that you hold on to, that metaphor of the repulsion of the taste of squash. And now release that and be open to the possibility. Raise your arms over your head. And now take the block, if you were using it, and just move it to the side. And bring your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your knees. If you can, grasp opposite shoulders. And press your sacrum, the lowest point of your spine, press that towards the ground and flatten the back of your head. Breathe into the sensation in your lower back. Imagine you're a tiny squash seed ready to sprout with possibility. Letting go of expectations around this holiday season and loving what is in your body and what is in your experience. And now bring your hands to the fronts of your shins and roll out your lower spine. So this might look like some opening and closing like a frog with your knees in either direction, or it might look like a circular motion. But give your lower back, where we hold a lot of tension and anxiety, give that space a nice, yummy self-massage, pausing where you need. Ask your body, what does it need right now? How can you embrace and love the reality that is? And let go of expectations upon yourself and others. And now start to roll upwards until you find a seated posture. And our affirmation for today is going to be, I stay in the center and notice each moment with calm serenity. Contentment washes over me. And let's use our smile. So see if you can bring your smile and make a little puppy smile with your head. So let's first let our neck come down just gently and relax your shoulders. And then very, very slowly start to roll your neck over to the right. Your gaze is soft. And we're not going to go all the way around the circle. We're going to just trace the smile. So the base of the moon. Unclench your hands if your hands are clenching. Go very slowly to avoid vertigo, just waking up the back of our neck until our gaze is downwards again. Now bring your hands to your forehead and raise your head up and let your hands extend upwards, reaching. Very, very nice. And we'll let our hands find the earth. Right hand can stay planted. Left hand with our inhale reaches up and then starts to arch over to the right. Imagine your squash seed is sprouting. Maybe you lift your chin a bit. Feel the opening along the side body, the left ribs, the space that you're creating. And now flow your left hand down to the ground. Inhale, rising up with your right arm. And let that arm flow over by your ear. Feel the opening in the shoulder blade and the right ribs. And back up again. Now we'll bring our shoulders up and our shoulders down. And with the up, inhale. And with the down, say ha. Let that go. Inhaling. All the attachments and expectations, you're going to just release it. So inhale again. Very nice. And we'll open and close our fists. A whole bunch of contraction and release exercises here, and see what feels good to you. Next, I'm going to do a tiny introduction to Abhyanga, which is an Ayurvedic self-massage. And if you have anything around you that is like a lotion or oil, you can use that. Or you can try this at a later time if you don't wish to use any oil right now. But you will need to expose your arms, and sesame oil is recommended, but you can also use coconut oil. And you can read more about Ayurvedic Abhyanga massage if you wish. What I've done is I have warmed up a little bit of coconut oil, and that's what I'm going to use. And I have to keep it covered because my kitty Sparkle absolutely loves coconut. She loves coconut oil, so she will devour this, and she smells it right now in case she runs over. Okay, so we're going to use some loving strokes for our body, and we're going to actually produce oxytocin. Who knew? This is going to be very fun. So let's start with take a little bit of the warm oil and rub it into your hands as a start. And if you didn't have some warm oil, just by the sheer act of rubbing it, it will actually start to warm up. And the way that we're going to do our self-massage is long strokes down the yang side of our arms and circle massage on the joints. This is nice to do. You can do this before a bath or before bed. And see, as we are in the Vata cycle of fall, there's a lot of wind and dryness. So you might not even want to wash this off. You might want to just let it seep in. So we'll start with, you can use either arm, but I'm going to do left hand to right shoulder. And I'm just going to go in circular motion, this loving self-massage all around the shoulder joint. Maybe you even extend back and find the trapezial muscles. And make sure you are gentle with your body. So sometimes less is more. You can slow it down if you wish, or go more quickly. But ask your body what it needs and it will tell you. And then we'll do some long stroking motions down the right arm, the upper arm. This is the yang side. The yang side is masculine, more masculine. And it is the side where you'll have more of the sunlight hitting your body. My skin is so dry that I already need a little bit more of this lovely coconut oil. Now we'll come to our elbow area. And again, that's soft circular motion. If you were holding your shoulder up like I was, see if you can relax it down. We'll circle around the elbow, which gets dry. And then start to do that long stroking motion down the lower arm, the yang side. If you work a lot on a computer, this might feel really good to massage with your thumb even into the muscles that are extending right below your elbow area and coming down your forearm. Those can get a little stiff and tight. Now we'll come down to the wrist. And feel free to add more lotion or oil if you need it. And the wrist again is going to be a circular motion. Gentle. Relax your shoulders if they keep creeping up. And now we will brush down the hand. And we'll start with the thumb and just pull your thumb from the base towards the nail, and then take your opposite thumb and massage down the thumbnail. So towards the tip of your fingernail. And do that on your pointer finger. So a pulling and then massaging of the nail towards the tip of the finger. Pulling down the middle finger and a massaging along the nail. And if any variation of this would feel better to you, or if you don't wish to partake in self-massage, you could just choose maybe a pose that feels good to you, that's restorative, like reconstructive rest pose from the beginning, or balasana, child's pose, or waterfall with your legs up. Never feel like you have to do what I'm doing. And I've moved on to the ring finger and now to the pinky. And let's just turn our hand upside down so the palm is facing up, and take your thumb and do a circular motion in that fleshy area between your thumb and your second finger. I've shown this before in other classes, but this is your panic button area. So again, if you are feeling overly stimulated or emotionally dysregulated, you can do this to help yourself feel a little bit more peaceful. Okay, let's do the other side. So again, starting with the shoulder, nice circular motion. And don't worry, we won't do too many positions today where we're going to be having our hands on the ground, because now our hands are going to be rather slippery. Maybe switch direction and let your fingers massage around the shoulder. And now down the yang side of the left arm. Long strokes. I wonder if you can already feel the oxytocin release. And the left elbow. The circular motion You can even, around the joints, just have your fingers of your other hand make almost a little circle. And now down the forearm. And if you're left-handed, this might be the lower forearm, and that fleshy area right beneath the elbow. That might be what you wish to massage. And down and around the wrist, very gently. Relax your shoulders. Notice the quality of your breath right now. Has it become much more peaceful and gentle? Brushing down our left hand, starting with the thumb pulls. Letting the toxins of the body release as we pull outwards. Right thumb can press and stroke along left thumb nail. Imagine if any energies in your body that you don't wish to hold on to are releasing through this pulling motion. And the third finger, middle finger, fourth finger, and be gentle. You don't have to do this aggressively. Less can be more. And then the pinky finger. Excellent. And we're going to practice a mudra now, which is called Hansi Mudra. It is our inner smile. Let's just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And Hansi, inner smile mudra, is our thumb to 3 fingers and letting the pinky extend. It might feel good to switch the cross of your legs now. You can move your oil safely or your lotion over to the side. So 3 fingers come to the thumb and pinky is extended outwards. And the pinky will look like a little smile. If you place that upwards on your knees, relax your shoulders. Deep inhale and let it all out. And we're going to enjoy a practice, a very safe, so we're not going to do the full extension of this. We're just going to practice a tiny piece of what is called Kumbhanka, which is the pause in our breath. We're going to notice the pause because sometimes just pausing is where we can find contentment. And the way that we'll do this is with 3 little inhales through our nostrils and a pause at the end of each inhale. We'll do a third, a third, a third, and then a long exhale. And you can choose if you'd like to do that exhale through your open mouth or through your nostrils. So I'll model this for you. Little inhale, 1/3, and I'm going to pause. And then another inhale, and I'm going to pause. And one more sip of air through my nostrils. Full filling, pause. And exhale all of that. pause at the bottom. So let's try that together. First, we will do one inhale and one exhale. And now we'll start the 3-part. Inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. And exhale fully with a pause at the bottom. And I'll let you practice this 3-part breath with the pause now on your own for a little bit, your own rhythm. Kumbhaka, this pause in our breath, is contraindicated for people who are pregnant or with cardiac issues or with blood pressure issues. The way that we're practicing it right now with just very short pauses should be okay, but listen to your body. We're strengthening our diaphragm, and we're also cleansing all of the lung space with that final exhale. All that dead space air is coming out. And let's release all of that. And we're going to now make sure that you move any drinks or your oil or lotion, move everything to the side. So give yourself a little space because our next asana is going to be a wide-legged cat-cow, and we need some good space around us. So let's start with opening our legs wide and just feeling the luxuriousness of the stretch in our inner legs. And we're going to then bring our knees in and give ourselves a hug. And then exhale, open wide. Actually, I'm inhaling as I'm opening wide. So maybe exhale as you come in, whatever feels good to you. And inhale, open wide to the possibility of contentment, santosha. Inwards and outwards. Doing some nice contraction and expansion. Excellent. And we'll pause and bring our right foot tucked in and bring our left hand to our left calf. With your inhale, raise your right arm up and then let your right arm fold over and it will meet the left hand. And relax the back of your neck. It might feel good to flex your left toes here. Feel the opening in the side body. And soften through the muscles around your eyes. And now rising up, we'll tuck our left foot in and our right leg can extend, placing our right hand on the inner calf of the right leg, raising left arm up to the sky, and then letting your left hand find your right, flexing your right foot, and let your forehead and your gaze softly come down and see if you can find your inner smile in the corners of your face. Awakening the hamstrings. Excellent. And let's swing our knees around. And we're going to come to rabbit pose. You can also do balasana if rabbit doesn't feel good to you, but I thought rabbit might be nice as a metaphor for a squash seed. So we'll start with being on our knees and on the backs, and our feet are flat beneath us. We won't stay here long. I know for some of you this might be very tender. And we'll start to come forward and bring your forehead to the earth. And now see if you can roll up a little bit on the crown of, it's not quite the crown of your head, but it's right where the hairline starts. And then tuck your arms behind you. Your body will have potentially a different variation of rabbit than mine. And you might be feeling a lot in your sinuses right now, in your eye sockets. Breathe in your rabbit posture. We won't stay here for too long. And imagine that you're a little squash seed. And you're full of so much potential, you're ready to sprout. And when you're ready, bring your hands forward and tuck your body down to Sphinx pose. And feel the opening in the lower back. Maybe rocking your hips from side to side, and giving yourself a little massage. Be very gentle with this motion. And remember our affirmation. I stay in the center and I notice each moment with calm serenity. Contentment washes over me. And now we're going to bring our hands by our chest and do 3 baby cobras. Inhaling as we rise up and exhaling as we lower down. And if you wish, on the last cobra, you can push yourself up a little bit more. Keep your elbows in by your sides. And then lower to the ground. And now press yourself up to all fours. So tabletop. We're going to bring our right foot behind us, extending it. And just massage the calf by rolling forwards and back. And now let your left foot become like a little tripod, and it's going to start to creep out behind you, and plant your left hand in front of your face on the ground and raise your right arm up to the sky. You can stay here, or you can start to rise up your right leg. You can stay here, or you can reach your right arm in gape pose over your right ear. And then if you wish to find your dancer, you can reach back for your right foot. Any variation, whatever is working best to your body in this moment. And now let's come back to tabletop and lower our bellies, look up and exhale, round your spine. And now press your left foot back and massage your left calf by going forwards and backwards. And let your right foot become a little tripod, rising up to the sky, stretching your squash vine. You've now sprouted, and maybe raising your left leg. Find a drishti or a focal point, so don't look at anything moving. Maybe your left arm extends over your head, building strength. And maybe you wish to find your dancer. Your version. And we'll come back down to the ground. And we're going to push up to downward facing dog. So if your hands are still a little slippery, pay attention to that. We're not going to stay here for too long. In fact, if you wish, you can come down onto your forearms and clasp your hands now into dolphin. And I'll give you two variations. So we can do dolphin in plank, or you can do dolphin in downward facing dog. And this will help with a little bit of that slipperiness if you have the oil or lotion on your hands. Notice how you feel. And try different variations of strength building. And now let your knees come down and find your child for a moment. Knees open wide, extend your arms forward. Deep, nourishing inhales, deep, nourishing exhales. And if any of these postures on your knees are not feeling good to your body, roll onto your back and just do the same, but on your back. Or you could do a standing version against a wall or downward facing dog. Excellent. We're going to start to push ourselves up. Feet come down to the ground and make your little squash seed into a ball. So you're balancing on your toes and you're in a little teeny tiny ball. And bring your hands to the ground and press your heels. And now come to halfway lift. So your back is straight and your crown is pointing forward. And then lower into Uttanasana or standing forward posture. And you can have your knees bent, ragdoll your arms. Let your arms just do as they wish. Letting go of all expectations. Hands to your shins and pitter patter your way up until you find your knees, and then scoop your spine to come up to our Tadasana. And in Tadasana, We will find our Hansi Mudra again. So 3 fingers together to our thumbs. And our pinkies are making the smile. Feet are hip distance apart. Notice how you feel. And just pause here for a moment. And see if you can find your inner smile of santosha or contentment on your face now too. Maybe your eyes are also twinkling. Very, very nice. And we're going to welcome the sun. So find a good spot on your mat space and sweep your arms up to the sky. And then fold forward. Halfway lift. Look up and fold. And sweep up to the sky. Slight back bend. Press your hips forward and hands come down in Anjali Mudra to your heart. We'll do that twice more. Sweeping up and folding forward. Halfway lift and fold. Let your breath move your body. Sweeping up. Hands come above your head. Slight back bend. And down to your heart. And once more, welcome the sun. Surya Namaskar A and fold. Half sun salutation. Halfway lift, extend through your crown and fold. Sweeping up. Light back bend and hands come down to our heart. And let's stretch up now to the sky on our tippy toes. So rising up. And imagine that you are that squash vine. Reach up as high as you can. Over to the right and over to the left. Feel the wobble and come back down to the ground. Very nice. We'll just do one balancing posture before we start to make our way down to our final resting postures. So we're going to do dancer today. And first find yourself really grounded through your feet. And bring your shoulders back and down. And you might wish to have something to hold on to nearby, like a wall or a top of a chair, couch. And bring your awareness to your left foot and feel the strength in your left leg and find a drishti, a focal point for your gaze. And start to come up onto your right toes. And now catch your right foot in your right hand. And if you wish, start to tilt forward and extending with Hansi Mudra, so 3 fingers to your thumb. Extend Hansi Mudra out with the left hand. And breathe into your beautiful dancer posture, the true essence of you. Embrace the wobble in life. The moments that we think, well, I will be happy when this is over. What if you can be content now? with whatever is showing up. And now release your dancer and bring your right knee up. Hold in the strength, and right leg comes down to the ground. Shake that out. And we'll repeat on the other side. So let your right foot now find the earth and find solidity and strength and grounding. Shoulders come back and down. See if you can catch your left foot in your left hand and find your Hansi Mudra, if you wish, in your right hand. This might be enough. You might be feeling a really nice quadricep stretch here. And start to lean forward if you wish to find answer. And your hand is going to naturally find the inside of your left sole of your foot. And when you feel stable, you can introduce your right arm and breathe into the beautiful essence of you. And then come out of your dancer as gracefully as you can and lift your left leg up and bring your foot back to the ground. And now shake that out. And I'm going to throw in one more wide-legged stretch while we're standing. This one is for free. So let your legs come out a little wider. We just want to shift our perspective for a moment. And bring your hands to your lower back and press your chest forward. Deep inhale. And now start to hinge forward. And we're changing our perspective here because we're going to see the world for a moment upside down. Letting go of our stories. Feel the nice stretch in the inner thighs and all the way down the hamstrings. Lower your head to the earth. Or wherever it falls, and relax through the back of your neck. Right hand in front of your face and left hand up to the sky. Deep inhale, left hand in front of your face on the ground and right arm up to the sky. Deep inhale. And now both hands to the ground and bring your heel toes inwards until you make your little squash ball again. So you're on your toes and you're curled in to a little ball. And when you're ready, start to roll your squash ball down to the earth, loving what your body can do for you, rolling out on the lower spine like we did at the beginning. And now extend the vine of your squash over your head, reach your tendrils, and point your toes. Feel the goodness that is you. Be content in this moment. And now start to gently Find your way into Shavasana, and you'll want to, if you live in New England, you'll want to find some warm things to tuck in, maybe covering your feet, and a pillow beneath your knees, and something warm for your feet. Make yourself a lovely little nest for your final resting posture. And take your time getting there. There's no rush. And maybe for your Shavasana, if you like that Hansi inner smile, you can do that again. And just have your hands resting by your side. Relax your body. Let it melt and surrender into the earth. And I'll share with you a reading by Thich Nhat Hanh from the book You Are Here. And this is about the unity of breath and mind. I am here means doing what is necessary for the first 5 elements of your personality to be fully established in the present moment. I am here is a practice, not a mere assertion. The verb to be here means to generate your own presence, your real presence. You must be here with your body and mind united. In daily life, we lose ourselves all the time. The body is here, but the mind is somewhere else, in the past, in the future, carried away. The mind is not really present with the body. We are not really here. To be really here, we have to bring the body back to the mind and the mind back to the body. We have to bring about what is called unity of body and mind. The breath is like a bridge that links our body and mind. If you come back to your breathing, your body and your mind begin to come back together again. To breathe mindfully, you can say silently to yourself, breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. And rest here for a moment, letting all the goodness of your practice wash over your body. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes and roll to one side. And then making your way up to a comfortable seated position. And we'll close our practice with 3 sounds of the bell. May you stay in the center. May you notice each moment with calm serenity. May contentment wash over you. And I thank you for sharing this practice together today. Wishing each of you Santosha. I bow my head and say namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so